Hey guys, it's me Kinsey, and today I am back with a new video. If you guys are new here, my name is Mackenzie, I'm a 1L, and I post weekly content about law school, the LSAT, really anything to think of whenever it comes to going to law school. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe down below. It would mean the world to me if you guys wanted to join me in my law school adventure. In today's video, I'm going to be answering 20 frequently asked questions about law school. Just to preface this video, a lot of these answers are going to be based off of my personal experience. I don't work for the law school. I cannot guarantee you that these are 100% correct. I'm just basing them off of my knowledge. So if there's anything that you catch in this video that you don't think to be true, let me know down below and I will fix that. So this is based off of an article that the University of Buffalo School of Law posted, so I don't know. I just thought it might be helpful because the questions are actually good questions. How long is law school? Law school is 3 years in most cases. I have seen people graduate like a semester early if you take a lot of classes during the summers. What does JD stand for? JD stands for Juris Doctor. So this one says, what does it cost to attend law school? That is going to be different everywhere you go, and it depends on how many scholarships you have. It is a postgraduate professional school, so it is going to be more expensive, most likely, like per credit hour than your undergrad. But again, it all depends on where you go, and it depends on how many scholarships you get. It all depends. And if you're not in law school yet, it depends is going to be a very common answer to a lot of your questions is it depends. So in true law school fashion, it depends on what school you go to. Do I need to take any prerequisites before I apply to law school? No. So personally, I can't answer this for all law schools actually. The law school that I attend and a lot of law schools that I know, I'm not sure about like the Ivy League ones, or like T14 schools might be something different. But for a lot of law schools, it does not matter what you majored in. You do have to have at least a bachelor's degree. But it doesn't matter if you were pre-law, it doesn't matter if you were, I know someone that was pre-med that is now in law school. It honestly does not matter for most places. Do law schools require standardized test scores? Yes, that is called the LSAT. If you guys have any questions about the LSAT, definitely comment down below, let me know. I'm sure I've answered them in a previous video, but if I haven't, I will let you know. I have a whole playlist on my channel specifically for LSAT content, so go check that out. How much does it cost to apply to law school? That's a really good question actually. If you guys have not applied for law school before, in order to even take the LSAT, you have to make an LSAC account, Law School Admissions Council account. So this is where you take your LSAT, and this is where you upload all of your transcripts, and this is where you apply for law school. It does cost a little bit of money to submit your transcripts to LSAC. I think to get my official transcripts, it was maybe like $24 per institution that I attended. When you're actually applying, again, this is after the LSAT. So this is after you've paid the like, what, $200 now to take the LSAT? I can't remember how much it was. But so that's after all that. Then you submit your transcripts whenever you're ready to apply. And then if you apply before you've graduated, you then have to submit another transcript after you've graduated to show your updated scores. Then after you have all of your transcripts and everything in there, then you have to actually submit the applications. A lot of law schools have what is known as a fee waiver. A lot of times you can just call up the law school, ask them a question, and then ask them, hey, do you have any fee waivers? And they will a lot of times waive your fee. I think they'll give you like a code that you have to type in. I believe the fee waiver is the $50 that the school charges, I think is how that works. It's like around $50, I think. But even after that's waived, there is always going to be a $40, I believe it's $40, I think it's $40, a $40 charge for LSAC to send your transcripts to the law school. So that one, to my knowledge, cannot be waived. So typically after everything's said and done, it depends. So like the actual application typically is around $50, and I believe to have LSAC send your transcripts is about $40, I think. What should I be looking for in a law school? So I think a lot of these are pertained to this specific school that I'm talking about, but there are so many different things to be looking for in a law school. If your options are open to just about anywhere, you have a lot of different stuff to look at. Cost is a huge one. Scholarships that they give out, the amount of scholarships that they give typically on a yearly basis, that's super important. Location is super important. If ranking matters to you, definitely check out the ranking. There are just so many factors, and it honestly comes down to what you want. Don't let your family or friends or anyone pressure you into going somewhere. Go where you want to go. What do law schools look for in an applicant? I can't answer this. I will say from what I've heard from like the admissions people from where I go to school, they want to know that you want to be there, and they want to know that you're going to excel. So if you show that you're very hardworking and that you are very interested in the school, if you could have the same stats as someone else, but your personal statement could set you above someone else. The previous work that you've done can set you above someone else. Like there are so many things that factor into it that they're not just looking for one specific thing. If you guys haven't seen my video about how I got into law school with a low LSAT and low GPA, go check that video out. It gives insight on like they're not always looking for who has the highest LSAT and the highest GPA. There are a number of factors that go into what a law school wants in a candidate. What classes do law students take in the first year? There are your core classes. So my first semester was torts, civil procedure, contracts 1. We had a class called lawyering. It's just kind of like the soft skills of a lawyer, and legal research and writing. It's criminal law, I believe. And then we have contracts 2, civil procedure 2. So like again, like your basic courses, just the next one. Those are your basic first year classes. What is the Socratic method? So if you've watched any YouTube videos about law school, you've probably heard about cold calls and or Socratic method. So the way I understand Socratic method is, and not a lot of my professors did it, honestly. Only really one professor did it, and it was my torts professor, which actually ended up being my favorite class. So the way he would run his class was we would start off with our first case. He would cold call somebody, which means he would just look at his list of names, pick out a name, and call it. And you would have to brief the case to the entire class. And then he would ask questions about the case, about like the issue of the case, and you take your stance on the case, and no matter what, he would take the opposite stance. So, and you would basically just battle it out, is how he did it. I'm not sure if that's like the exact definition of the Socratic method. I know cold calls are a huge part of the Socratic method. I was actually the first person cold called in torts. Fun fact, I've said it in another video, always be prepared no matter what. Anyways, does it matter how many times I take the LSAT/GRE? To my understanding, no. Like, I think what they used to do is after 3 tests, and maybe some places still do it, like after 3 LSATs, they average your score maybe. To my knowledge though, not everywhere does that, and not a lot of places do it. Correct me if I'm wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong on that. But besides the finances of it and having to pay, like what, $200 per test, I don't think it really matters. Do law schools offer scholarships? It depends. No, most law schools, to my knowledge, have scholarships. What can I do with a law degree? You can actually do a lot more than what you think. A common misconception with going to law school is that you have to use your law degree to be a lawyer. That's not true. You can take a law degree and do literally whatever you want to do with it. Can I work during law school? It depends. For the law school that I attend, I'm not sure how it works your second and third year, but I know for your first year of law school, they make you sign a contract. And again, this is the school that I attend. They make you sign a waiver saying that you will not work more than 20 hours a week, but it is not recommended that you work really at all. Are law school students required to pursue internships? No. Like, again, this is my experience. No, you are not required to get a summer internship, but it is highly, highly, highly recommended. If you never did a summer internship, then whenever you go to apply to jobs as an attorney, it's not going to look as good because you don't have the experience. How should I prepare for law school? There's not really a right way to answer this. Getting in a routine is very good. There are books that will prepare you. You know what, I'm actually going to do a whole separate video on this because I think this is a very good question, but it's difficult to answer in a short period of time. I'm going to make a full video on that just because I think it is an important topic of how to get yourself in the mindset to be in law school. It's not easy to do. Can I apply to law school if I have a criminal record? Yes. You can apply to law school if you have a criminal record. People get accepted with criminal records. I don't know to the extent of that, but I know like DWIs, like stuff like that, I know that people get accepted into law school with that. The thing is you have to disclose it on your application. When you graduate, and I don't know if it's before or after the bar, but you take the character and fitness test. So they basically do like the background checks on you. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do. And if you don't disclose that information to your law school, it's going to show that you didn't tell the truth. Okay, my camera had a little bit of a meltdown there. When should I submit my application? As soon as you can. If you haven't seen my other videos, you might not know, but I had all my stuff in December and I decided that I wasn't going to apply. The deadline to apply for scholarships was January 15th. I didn't apply until the very last day of the actual law school deadline in March. So, I was not eligible for scholarships, so don't follow me. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Apply. If you want to go to law school, apply. The worst they can do is tell you no. What advice would you give someone considering law school? I would say if you are considering law school, talk to a lawyer. There are plenty of people that would be so willing to talk to you about their career. Do it. If you just have like an itch that you might want to go to law school, ask someone. Talk to somebody in law school. Talk to a lawyer. And number 20, my favorite because it pertains to me. What happens if I have a low GPA or a low test score, meaning the LSAT or the GRE? Apply. Do it anyways. I have an entire video on this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video. If you guys haven't seen my other video, go check it out up here. It explains how I got into law school with a low LSAT and a low GPA. My GPA was not good. It was above a 3.0. I'll say that. And my LSAT score was not even in the 25th percentile for the law school that I'm at. And it is an average LSAT score across the board. Out of everybody that takes the LSAT, if you search an average LSAT score, that's my LSAT score. So my main advice is to apply anyways. Apply, 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 please. Because you never know what's going to happen. Like I said earlier, if it's meant to be, it will happen. My main piece of advice I would say is make sure your personal statement is wonderful. Personal statements are a huge part of law school application. A lot of people think if you have a low LSAT, there is no chance of you getting into law school. That is not true. Not true at all. Don't listen to those people. You might have to work harder, but you can still do it. Okay, so that is it for this video. That was 20 frequently asked questions about law school. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other questions about law school, make sure to comment them down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to comment down below. Let me know if you guys have any other questions about law school. And don't forget to subscribe down below. It would mean the world to me if you guys wanted to join me on my law school adventure. I will see you in the next video. Bye.